Hey everyone, it's Derek with the Conscious Resistance Network, and I'm in Protopia in Costa Rica with my new friend JP. What's going on, brother?
Hey buddy, how's it going, man?
It's going good. Thank you for welcoming me and Miriam here, man. We're just, of course, getting to know this community, and I wanted to take a chance to share with my audience just all the beautiful things that seem to be happening here. Guys, I'm going to share with you a talk on the channel later this week that I gave here for the Protopian Convergence. And there's a lot of cool people here. There's stuff happening. You've been here. You've been kind of like one of the people leading the charge on it. Maybe let's just start with, what does Protopia mean? What is that concept about?
Okay, cool. So I'm looking at the...
You can talk to me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Protopia, man. Protopia is basically a state of improvement. And rather than reaching a state of utopia, which is a state that we cannot achieve, it's a state of something very idealistic that might not be realistic.
Sure.
So here with Protopia, all it really means is we're improving every single day. How can we get 1% better every single day? What is it that inspires us every day to create a change? So we're not really trying to get to a specific point.
Gotcha.
And we're just trying to better our practices and improve our ways of living in coherence with the environment and yeah, learning how to connect more with each other.
Something more realistic people can actually aspire to. And you mentioned one of the values there, like living in coherence with the environment. What are the other sort of principles or values or things that Protopia and the folks who do live here and kind of collaborate here strive to represent?
Our main values are freedom, growth, and connection, and we do that through remembering how to connect with our hearts, remembering how to connect with each other, and remembering how to connect with the earth. So we really try to bring workshops as much as we can and cultivate this as much as we can. We connect with each other through various practices, through authentic relating, through even movement and acrobatics and things like that. And connection to the heart means we sit a lot in circle, and we really do a lot of heart shares, and we love to sing and be in fire and ceremony and learn how to connect more and spend some time in silence in the mornings as well. And connection to the earth is earth stewardship. We farm every day, we tend to the land, we're getting to a space where we actually can produce a lot of our food and feed people around us. So
yeah, and we're going to do a tour in just a second, but what kind of food is being grown right now?
Right now we have a lot of bananas, we have a lot of root vegetables like malanga, yuca, chamol. We're starting to, our fruit trees are starting to fruit, so we have a lot of bread nut and breadfruit right now coming through, which is great. We have some biriba. We have a lot of fruit trees. We're blessed to already have like a rambutan forest, which is amazing. We harvest from every year. We have plenty of acai.
Nice.
And cacao loves it over here, so we definitely make our own chocolate when we can, when it's in season.
Yeah.
And right now we're building an agroforestry system, and we want to implement some more crops to create a whole kitchen design that is inspired from the garden and start to include more of these local ingredients and start to buy less as much as we can. So
yeah,
we're working on that, and we're getting closer.
So, and you also have jackfruit too, right?
We have jackfruit actually starting to fruit, which is super exciting.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, jackfruit's starting to pump.
Sweet. So I want to ask you a question that I'm just curious on your feelings, thoughts around this, because so I'm here right now doing this is, I've been visiting Costa Rica for about 8 years, but this is like a 2-week trip visiting different communities, and one of the conversations that keeps coming up in different areas, in different ways, sometimes expressed maybe with more, actual sort of like genuine critique coming from a place of love and wanting to improve, others maybe just sort of being negative. But there seems to be a sentiment around some of the eco-villages, intentional communities, retreat centers where some of the locals aren't as excited about some of these things as they may have been. Is this something that you guys consider here? Like, what are the ways you try to be integrated? Because you're not Costa Rican, right? You're not from Costa Rica as far as I know. Just for the folks at home.
Yeah. I'm originally from Lebanon. Yeah. Born and raised in Lebanon.
So have you experienced any of that? Like, do you try to incorporate some locals in your community? I mean, I've seen this, but obviously, like, maybe you could share about what that means to you and just that whole situation.
That's such a sensitive topic, and it's such a beautiful topic that's like coming more alive, especially as foreigners are tending foreign land and are creating villages. And how we do it here, we're learning about it, and at the same time, something we like to practice and that we're doing is minga. They call it minga in Costa Rica, which is every month we dedicate a day of the month to go to our neighbors and to bring our workforce and to bring the community and our labor and to go support our locals with our tools on something that they need. So for instance, last month we supported one of our local cooks by going to her piece of land and fixing the trellises, creating a new garden bed. So this is something we do. And we're learning about how more we can integrate, and a lot of people share that, oh yeah, how are you supporting the local community? Oh, we're offering them jobs, sure. and we're giving them pay. And I think that is tricky sometimes because it can contribute sometimes to some challenges at the same time. So we're learning how can we integrate more and how can we support them more and be more of a community. And one thing we found is actually to spend some of our time and dedicate more of our time to helping them work on their projects, on their land, instead of just hiring them to work on our land. It's like, can we dedicate some time to go support them with their projects? Because my question is, how often do Costa Ricans fulfill their dreams, fulfill their land projects? Because they have a lot of land as well, and sometimes they have lack of resources, or sometimes it's permaculture know-how of how to facilitate the most production from these sites. So
I love that.
I'm still learning a lot, honestly. I'm sure I have a lot more to learn.
And I just asked that out of like genuine curiosity because, again, seeing the conversation here, and for those who know, like, we've got land in Mexico, and this is something we think a lot about too, like how to be more. Miriam is from Mexico, her family is, and so we have that connection, but still, even then, we weren't born in Mexico, we were born in the US, and coming there, and so we're always kind of thinking of how do we keep our community integrated, in addition to what you said, okay, we can give them some work, but how does it go beyond just that, sort of that employee, whatever relationship? And that doesn't mean there's not real connection there. It seems like you guys genuinely, like the ladies who I've seen working here seem to be, they enjoy being here. They're having a good time. But like you said, we can go even beyond that. So I appreciate that sort of that seed planet. It's really cool. Anything else you want to share as far as we're here for the Protopian Convergence, maybe a little bit about what the goals of that are, bringing people here on the land and discussing all these radical ideas?
Yeah. The Protopian Convergence is an event that is about finding solutions to real world problems, and how can we integrate technology with what's actually happening on the land, and how can we collaborate more and learn more from each other using technology. And so it's definitely something that we could be using more, like connecting more of our minds together and combining our expertise, because a lot of us have fruits to give in different areas, and it's just like learning what's your fruit, what is my fruit, and how important are both of them, and how can we allow both to flower and blossom at the same time.
I love it.
So
and this is what, the third or fourth year you guys have
this is the third year that we've held the event.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to sharing with everybody at home, and I'll put all the details about the land and how people can connect. If anybody is interested, do you guys regularly take volunteers, visitors? What's the situation?
We take volunteers and work exchangers during off-event periods, and we organize a yearly community gathering called Protopia.
Cool.
So it's a gathering where we gather for a month or two every year, and we bring a lot of cool people together, and typically we engage in daily morning movement, and then our day looks like natural building or farming every day.
Very cool.
And then the afternoons are more workshops and activities, and then by night we're into different fires and ceremonies and activations. So this is our yearly community gathering that really brings all our values together, and the things that we love to do, which is mainly permaculture related things around farming and also natural building. We're playing a lot with that recently, and we've been having fun. And movement is something else that we also love to do as well.
Beautiful shala we'll go look at in a moment. So if somebody's out there interested, and they're not just kind of perma-curious, but they're like, I'm ready to get deep in, that's something that they might want to check out?
This is something that they can definitely check out to feel like what it's like to be here. And at the same time, we're working on an internship program that we can actually take people in that are dedicated and curious and want to spend at least 3 to 6 months living here and learning what it takes to actually be on a farm, what does it take to run an event center and a farm, what are the day-to-day activities, and how, so we're doing these internship programs that we're planning right now so people can actually dive deeper. So that's another outlet that we're working on as well, that will be out soon as well.
Awesome. And you said Playtopia is coming up this year.
So Playtopia is happening in June 1 to June 30, and we're super excited. It's our second edition.
Beautiful.
And
I'll include all the details about that. You want to go check out the farm?
Let's do it, buddy.
Let's do it.
You.
Right.
We're in zone 0 right now, and we're right around the main house. We have a few herbs that are planted over here. This is coca leaf, which is such an amazing plant. It's native to the Andes in Peru, and what's really beautiful about this plant is they typically use it for altitude sickness. And a lot of people have probably consumed mambe before. I'm not sure if you've tried that before, but mambe is this like dried coca leaf that you mix it with something that activates it, typically
Bicarbonate.
yes, baking soda, or in nature you can use like guarumo leaf, which is cecropia leaf, or things like that, and you powder it and put it in between your gums, and it gives you this stimulant and this buzz. It kind of helps you go for like longer activated. So coca leaf is something we use, and we make tea with it, and we love it. So you can munch on it. Actually, if you ever need a little buzz, you can just munch on it. It's slightly bitter, but it's really, it gives you the kick that you're looking for.
Any of them, or?
Any of them, yeah. It's slightly bitter. Behind it is Mexican oregano. Yeah, Mexican oregano is also medicinal. It's known for its digestive properties, and oregano oil is also pretty good for parasites. Fruit trees in Costa Rica are not native, unfortunately. However, they go great in this climate. Yeah, Tarek just found us some noni. Noni is this beautiful fruit. It grows everywhere in Costa Rica along the coasts, and has a lot of anti-cancer properties. It's also great for your skin, apparently, and you can grate it and use it as a poultice when you ever have some fungus or infections. And what else? Noni is, it's just amazing.
Is it considered like a superfood, right? Like
oh, for sure, man. Yeah, they even sell it in Costa Rican pharmacies. They make noni juice. The best way I've consumed it is making a vinegar. So fermenting it and making a vinegar, and that's the easiest way to consume it. And putting it in your salad, dressings, or making some vegan cheese. We don't plan on having a rooster yet. Few eggs. We actually are gonna have like blue egg laying chickens, and also green egg laying chickens that we found nearby. So yeah,
Blue eggs?
Blue eggs. Like the color is gonna be blue, which is pretty dope.
Painting them during Easter.
Saves you that. Yeah. So here we just gave like a fine. Not a final, this is a pre-final touch. We did, these walls are made from clay.
Structure?
Yeah, we built this structure. The wood is all from the land, and yeah, the clay.
So it's clay, right? Like
Yeah, this is clay, and then we did cob, yeah. This is clay, sand, and straw, and then we gave it a touch of lime in the end to give it the agua, the waterproof layer, and to give it a nice color as well. Why not? These are like hardwoods, indigenous hardwoods. They're called grenadilla, so we just threw them in as well.
So cool.
And the whole system is going to be like pretty cool, because we plan on integrating. It's a bit messy in here, but we plan on integrating branches at the top and give chickens this horizontal leadership, if that makes sense. Because typically chickens, when you give them ladders, they will rank themselves based on who's the alpha male and who's like the least cool one in the community. And the top dogs chill on top of the ladder, and then the more bullied ones, they chill on the bottom. So instead of doing that, we plan on putting a horizontal ladder on top and mimic it with natural branches, so the chickens don't have like a space to chill higher than another, so they're all going to be chilling. It's an experiment. Let's see if it works. But
equality in the chicken.
yeah, let's see. We might be trying to humanize chickens, which might not be the smartest thing. This is where the chickens will chill. We're building a pond here as well, so we plan on integrating ducks as well. So this is sugarcane. This is where sugar comes from. Sugarcane is only 16% sugar, believe it or not. It's also structured water, just like coconut water. So it's very nutritious, and yeah, also should be consumed within moderation at the same time. To make sugar, you gotta squeeze the sugarcane, press it down, and then you're left with just 16% of the sugar, which is sugarcane molasses. And then after that, you want to like dry it and then crush it, and then you're left with pure tapa dulce. And then to make it white, I don't know what they do with it. They probably bleach it or something. Yeah, but anyways, so that's where sugar comes from. Here we plan on building our bio-factory. We just leveled this not long ago, so we're gonna have a compost system, and compost and some ferments, some bio-ferments. We're gonna cultivate our own microorganisms and be spraying all our fruit trees with lots of goodness. And yeah, we're gonna.
The worm.
Yeah. We plan on making our own microorganisms and bio-ferments to be spraying the gardens and all that good stuff. We're gonna walk over a little bit over here. Yeah, exactly. We've planted more above, which we can walk to as well. But yes, a lot of it was already here. Let's see. Where are we getting to? This is a young cacao seedling. We just threw a cacao seed and boom, just grew over here.
I thought these were cacao.
Did you guys plant it or just...
Man, we just eating cacao when we threw it and we decided to leave it. Cacao loves it here because it's very shady, and cacao needs 40% shade to flower properly. Behind me is a cacao tree, which is cacao and this.
You guys got moringa?
We have some moringa. Yeah, the leaf cutters, they love it, so we've been struggling with that, but we have some moringa. Yeah, so cacao is behind me. Theobroma cacao. Theobroma means food of the gods. So the Mayans used to trade cacao. It used to be their currency. 1 cacao would buy you a tomato, 2 cacaos would buy you an avocado, and then 5 would buy you a chicken. The cool thing about that, when cacao was used as currency, is that it was perishable. So that means it was gonna go bad. That means you can't just hide it in your bank account and earn interest off of it. No, your cacao is gonna go bad. So there was this constant flow of exchange of currency, because you couldn't just store it. You just had to always be using it, which is a cool way of looking at currency, rather than nowadays where currency can just be locked and stored somewhere and multiplied in different ways and printed and etc. So that's the cool thing about, one of the cool things about cacao. Another thing is that it's native to Central America, Guatemala they say, or Mexico on the border, and the active ingredient in cacao is theobromine, and it's actually the largest amount of theobromine is found in the young leaves, believe it or not. It's more in the young leaves than in the actual fruit itself. The young leaves are also edible, you can eat them, and they actually give you more of an energy buzz than the actual fruit itself, which is pretty crazy. And they say, yeah, these young leaves here, you can also dry them and smoke them.
Well, that's a product to be sold right now.
And what else? So cacao is, to make cacao into, so most chocolate we consume is not cacao, is milk and sugar, which is very unfortunate because we think we're eating chocolate, at least mainstream chocolate. And cacao is just so great. The active ingredient is theobromine, and the some of the most powerful antioxidants in it is anthocyanins, which is the purple component of a cacao bean. When you open a cacao bean, which I don't have right now because it's not fruiting. Oh, there's one there, but it's not ready yet. No. But you can.
When it's yellow, it's ready.
Yeah, the term is called blushing. When cacao blushes, which is when it starts changing in color. And there are many forms of cacao. This is one of them. So what I was saying is that, yeah man, anthocyanins, which are the purple components of cacao, which make it super heart healthy. And they say eating 3 cacao beans, like raw cacao beans, is an equivalent of an espresso in terms of caffeine. And yeah, to make cacao is actually a lengthy process, and it takes a few weeks to actually make it. For people who don't know, cacao needs to be harvested and then the seed pulled off from the fruit. Then the seed needs to be fermented for around a week. After that, it needs to be sun-dried. After it's sun-dried, roasted, then peeled, and then mortared or just blended in a grinder, and then you have the thick paste, which is just 100% pure love. So that's how you make cacao. Raw, you can eat it raw. You can eat the fruit itself.
But if you want to make chocolate,
yeah, but
or like serve liquid cacao or something like that, needs to be processed some bit to get to that point.
It's funny though, because most of our most favorite foods in the world, the flavor comes from fermentation. The real flavor really comes when we ferment. We actually have created new flavors just from fermentation itself. Like umami, the flavor of umami comes from fermented soybeans. And yeah, some of our favorite foods like cheese, wine, beer, bread, chocolate, cured meats. Like these are like, we create a lot more flavor there. So
And health.
And health too, yeah.
Supports usually our digestive system.
Yeah, for sure. The cosmetic industry have definitely capitalized on this flower. It's an aphrodisiac as well. Cacao is also an aphrodisiac. One of the cool things about Envision is that they planted so many ylang-ylang trees around, and at night everyone just walking around and it smells great. It's flowering pretty much most of the time. Right now it's not, but it does flower very often. And it's great. I make ylang-ylang honey. I just like harvest the flowers, chop them up, put them in honey, leave it for a few weeks, remove the flowers, and then you're left with ylang-ylang honey, and you just put that in your cacao, your tea, and you're just sipping ylang-ylang. It's pretty good. And here on the ground, I'll probably find some, I don't know, see these little things rotting, man. This is turmeric over here, which is pretty cool. Turmeric is this like, you know, it's pretty much anti-everything. It's good for everything. You can give it a little, if you've never tried turmeric fresh in the ground, you can try it. It's pretty like earthy. Pretty nice, I would say. It makes your tongue like this, like yellow.
Wow, thanks.
Like this. Here you can see we have one of my favorite fruit trees actually. This is biriba. You guys know biriba? Or Annona mucosa, which is the term for it. And it's like these, it's like custard apple, but it's like lemon custard pie, and it's just super creamy and delicious, and cold. It's just like and custard apples. Annona mucosa, super delicious. They also blush and turn yellow when they're ready. They have a low, they're hard to preserve, so you gotta eat them straight away. But this is it, green and thick. It's fucking blooming, man. Oh, nice. This is like, it's 3 years old, and it's pretty cool because they fruit quite quick. Like within 3 years, they can start fruiting. Okay. And they grow massive. It's good to prune them.
Okay. How much more does this one need here?
It's tough to tell, but they take maybe like a month.
Turn yellow when they're ready?
Yeah, they turn yellow and soft. And the birds love them. And so do the humans. Like this is the last property. Yeah. There's one more on top of us, and then it's all protected. Wow. And the one on top of us is also protected, therefore they can't do anything up there. They can only like maintain it, and they're not allowed to do anything, which is pretty cool because above us is practically no one, but under us there's definitely more things down the river. So that's one thing that's pretty cool. No, we don't spray at all. We let our bugs do their own things. We fight bugs by learning about their patterns and sometimes planting more for the things they like and just letting them enjoy that. We also make our own like bio-ferments and make some chili teas. They don't like garlic nor spicy things and onions. So sometimes we make our own ferments and we spray, but we're still learning a lot. The bugs are definitely among us.
This is a trail that goes back to the main area, up to the shala. Here's a shot of the shala, empty. It was just filled with people. But just so you guys can see, we did a little concert here last night. Kind of stone walls. We got all the yoga stuff.
So 2 rivers border the property, and we gravity feed river water that feeds our kitchen and our showers, and then we also have a spring that is gravity fed, that is water we drink. So we're super blessed and thankful for our water.
That doesn't dry up at all.
Pretty much our waterfalls, our water, the river keeps flowing. Maybe the last time it dried up a bit was 4 or 5 years ago, but there's always water. Yeah. ¿Qué? ¿Qué es esto? No sé la verdad, lo que quieres. So this is one of our bigger posts, which is 1 meter in the ground, and it took like 6 days just to bring it together. We couldn't really have any machines come here due to the complexity of arriving. And yeah, this one took just 6 days to mount. It took 2 bulls to actually bring it here, and all these woods were dragged from the jungle. Some of them look like eaten up, but these are hardwoods that will probably last for longer than our children will also live, potentially. And yeah, some of the wood was actually found in the river, and there was steel attached to the wood, and the steel was already disintegrating while the wood was still pretty hard. This is called Manu Negro, which is a native hardwood. The cool thing about this wood, they say, the locals, that if it's in the ground, it will live longer. and if it gets wet, it actually gets harder. Yeah, which is pretty insane. Manu Negro. This is spiderwort or wandering Jew. It has many names. Wandering Jew or spiderwort has more names as well. It's a ground cover that grows very quick. The cool thing about it, if you have many bug bites or any, you can just crush the leaves and then this like liquid comes out and you can rub it on any like insect bite, and it has like a pain numbing like relief action. So it's pretty cool. It will like tingle a little bit your feet. And this is one of my favorite one actually. This is garlic vine, which is pretty cool because it's tough to grow garlic here because it definitely needs some altitude and we're not at a high altitude, but the vine grows over here. It has the same compound that makes garlic, which is allicin. So it's definitely anti-parasitic, antibacterial, and you can try it.
So it has the same qualities of garlic?
It's the same qualities of garlic, and it has the same fucking flavor, mate. And it's a vine.
Strong. Holy crap.
Yeah, and it's garlic, man, and it's pretty dope.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let's keep going. The property is 14 hectares. The majority of the land is probably around 60% is primary to secondary forest. So we have a lot of forests here. And yeah, 2 rivers that intersect the property.
So the part that people are living on, playing on, working on is 40% or less?
Not even. Probably like 2 hectares maybe of the property. Down there we have a nice fire ceremonial space that we built last year in one of our community gatherings. And we got a lot of stone from the river and we built it. So it was a fun project. That's Djibouti Kava. I don't know if anyone's ever tried Djibouti Kava. It's like a Brazilian grape, super delicious. The cool thing about this fruit is it actually fruits on the bark of the tree, on the stem, on the bark. The fruit come out like black balls. It's super weird, looks like alien fruit. That's mango. Mango doesn't fruit well here. Mango needs a longer dry season to fruit, so it's not best for this climate, but it grows great. It just doesn't fruit well because it needs a long dry season for the flowers to not die. There is bananas growing over here. Cool thing about bananas is that bananas are technically an herb or grass, yeah, and the banana is actually botanically a berry, not a fruit. So and a lot of the common berries we eat are not berries. So banana's great because it grows abundant and it's amazing food, and you can use it green, you can use it ripe. Really good biomass and chop and drop as well, and you can have a lot of varieties. Yeah, so this is the private room in dorm area. We have 9 private rooms and 2 dorms with 5 bunk beds in each. So this is where most of our people stay, and yeah, it's nice and cozy. They have all outdoor compost toilets and warm showers, which I'll be showing you soon. So yeah, these are Michel Gros bananas, which are pretty delicious. These are blue Java bananas, or ice cream bananas they call them. This is bread nut. You could see some fruit maybe, I'm not too sure. I see it, yeah, some fruit over here. This is a macadamia nut.
Does that do pretty well here?
Not really, it's not the best climate for it, but it grows. Most things grow. Yeah, these are red Cubans, which are some of my favorite bananas.
Oh, like the pink ones?
Yeah, like reddish, I would say. Bamboo, there's a big clump of bamboo here. The cool thing about bamboo is you can grow your home in 4 years. Can you think of that? You can grow your home, which is pretty cool. Bamboo is also a grass, dinosaur grass, super cool. It has water inside that you can drink. It's pretty hard to get rid of, so be mindful where you grow it, because some varieties are growing clumps and they just, yeah, some of them spread, are runners actually. That's a Waxambu or a manzana de agua. Our showers and toilets are over here. Stones are from the river. We have hot water and clay sinks.
So these were built too as well?
Yeah, these were already built, yeah. Manu posts and stones from the river, clay sinks, and then we have compost toilets over here.
You guys don't do human manure, do you?
We do human manure, yeah, for sure.
So cool.
This is our...
It's filling up down here.
Yeah.
At some point you're coming out and changing, like...
Pretty much, it has like...
Okay, yeah.
It has like 2 holes, and then when one toilet fills up, we just change it to the other, and then we wait at least for some time for this one to mature, and then when it's ready we get it out and we keep flipping. So there's, yeah. Yeah, here there's some young fruit trees. Oh man, this is not doing good. The leaf andirons must get it. But this is a mame sapote family.
I was going to ask if you have to go sapote.
Yeah, we have some sapote. This is actually a fucking egg fruit that looks like it's not doing well, which is pretty sad because it flowered and fruited last year. Egg fruit or canistel, delicious fruit, man. It's like they call it egg fruit because of the color and the texture of the fruit, like kind of like hard-boiled yolk. That's what and it tastes super sweet and sugary, and you make like custard pie with it, like pie with it. It's just amazing. This is another bread nut, castaña, which started to fruit. You can see some fruit up there. So this is during last Playtopia, our project was to build a house, which was pretty over ambitious, but we did start it. And it's a house that we tried to do as much as we can from the land. So with the soil we dug out to level the earth, we used that soil to build the walls. And then so we used that soil that we dug out. We took stones from the river, and all the wood you see is wood that was harvested from the land as well. And we're using some of our bottles to create like a recycled glass design as well. And
Explain the foundation a little bit.
Yeah.
You got the stones you said from the river. Is there another base layer?
Yeah, so we dug it out, and all the lines of the walls underneath, there's more stone and cement. And then into the ground, probably around like 50 centimeters into the ground. And in every pillar, there is a mix of mortar, which is cement and little stones and and sand. And then every post has a metal L-shaped piece, and then the posts are put onto it. But these are all like native hardwoods that you can put in the ground. For some reason, we decided to put them. This is nispero, the rest are manu. So yeah, we also did some clay art as well over here. We're building a couch wall over here. So there's going to be a couch integrated wall with glass windows, king size bed, and then a desk wall over there. And then there's going to be a shower with a bathtub on the other side. So we're playing with it. And then there's going to be like a traiga luz on top, which is like a nice glass piece. It's been a thing, man, this project for sure. Yeah, it's been definitely...
For those who don't know, you got the stones here, and then you're starting to put the earth over it, right? And you've got some straw bale.
Yeah, so we have many mixes of natural building techniques over here. You can't see it, but the bottom is cob, which is just basically clay and straw bale made into like bricks in a way, and you just put them, and then you wait for them to dry. And then on top, we did the quincha method, or bajareke, which is basically creating these like little foundations, and then we stick the straw bale and the clay on top. And then we do another layer called repeo grueso, which is a thicker layer of just clay, sand, and straw. And then we have to do another layer, which is just to level it out, which we haven't done yet, the leveling out layer, which is next. And then we do a final plaster. So we're still in it, man. And it's been a journey. Yeah, here we're playing with some stones, big stones from the river. We're playing with clay sinks. This was a model that didn't work out, but to create clay sinks. This is a stone from the river that we just like chopped open, and we plan on making like sinks with it. Kind of like just play with stone and materials we can find. This is another like clay art thing that people played with. Yeah. Big quick, man, these dudes. Jackfruit, biggest fruit in the world, can grow up to 50 pounds.
Feed the village with it.
Very high in vitamins and minerals. The seeds have some good protein in them as well. You can use the fruit green or ripe. These are some of our cabins over here. And yeah, we have 2 cabins. We recently like closed them off with glass. This is Luna and Jess over there. And they tried to use as little cement as possible. This place was built like the most natural it could be in a way, with a little amount of material brought in. And yeah, these are peach palm fruits on top, which are called pehibaye here, which are delicious starchy fruits. And super nice. Have you been to the river or not yet?
Not yet.
Shall we go?
I'm done. Check it out.
So this is another cabin which I'm staying in, but not right now.
Same setup.
Same setup, just different location. Yeah.
Really cool. I like the big windows and everything.
Yeah, it's we're trying to, yeah. So here we're entering more of how the majority of the property looks, which is forest. Which is a lot of forest, a lot of mountains, a lot of wood. We built this ourselves. There was no road to get to the waterfall. Yeah. This is no. It was like a. Yeah. It was a like this, and there was just like a broken bamboo ladder and a rope, super shady.
How long did it take to get this?
Man, not long at all. Actually, it was just hard. It was like.
Did y'all have to clear it out?
Yeah. 2-3 days of work.
Yeah.
But
Digging and shit.
the locals here, man, they're great with shovels, man. They're just like, they're great with shovels. Have this if you want.
I'll take it. You've explained the community, the concept, the principles, the ideas behind. We visited around for most of it, for all the beautiful places. What's your last message to somebody who's thinking of maybe coming and check out what's happening here, or volunteer, or joining Protopia, or anything like that?
My final message is that, yeah, man, if you guys want to come and learn and enjoy being in nature and enjoy living off-grid and pick up new skills and tools of how to, grow your own food, or how to build naturally, or how to live in community and authentically relate and cook with one another and eat with one another and share space and water and food and love and shelter, then this is the space for it. So I'd love to have you visit and share your talents and gifts and learn more.